Shiraz.
Yeah,
Do
how's
I
it
need
going?
to either move closer to you so you can have some home cooked meals, or what do we have to do here? Do I need to freeze them and send them to you, or so you don't have Doritos?
If you want to do that, I'm not going to say no to that. I don't say no to free food, especially home cooked free food.
Oh my god.
If that's all I have to do is start sending out messages that I'm having Doritos for lunch and I'm going to get free food, I'm going to do that every day.
That's all it takes for me. Like,
That's it.
hold on. What do you mean he's eating Doritos? Like that? No. No, no, no. Let me package up some food, freeze it, send it to you so that you can have
Okay.
some home cooked
Yep.
meals.
And I will consume that. When I'm finished, I'll send you a message saying I'm having crackers for lunch this day. You know, come on.
It'll be better than HelloFresh because it'll already be cooked. You don't even have to
Yeah,
break it out of the box and make it. It'll already be done for you.
you just got to learn how to push Lisa's buttons. Gummy bears for breakfast. What do you got? What do you
Oh
got for
my
me?
God. Are you kidding me? Stop. Stop. How are you,
It's,
my
it's a it's a
friend?
it's I am wonderful. I mean, this is a very effective method. I'll tell you one thing. I, I used to live with this girl, and uh, she didn't know I could cook. And this is another thing that would upset you because I'm eating Doritos. Um, and one day, she said this, like she was always doing the cooking, and she said there's nothing to eat. And I'm like, what do you mean there's nothing to eat? And she said there's nothing in the kitchen enough to make any one meal. I'm like, of course there is. And so I went in there and I started pulling stuff out, and then I made this stir fry, and we ate it. And she goes, this is one of the best stir fries I've ever eaten. I'm like, okay. And she goes, you're cooking from now on. I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? What did I do?
Listen, no good deed goes unpunished. You ever heard that saying? It is a true story. No good deed goes unpunished. So you know how to cook, and yet you didn't cook for yourself.
I grew
Listen,
up cooking for a family of five, and now I'm just done.
I don't.
So I let everyone else cook. Right?
I feel the same way. I grew up cooking for, yeah, I had three kids, a family of four. And then, if we were dating or whatever, the family of five. And now it's like, and whatever, like kids came over, the teenagers always over at the house, cooking for a whole army. And it's harder to cook for one,
Yes.
much
Yes.
harder to cook for one. Um, and you can just kind of get away with not doing it because it's
Mhm.
just you.
Yeah.
But I do miss it those from time to time. So when we had made Thanksgiving, our Thanksgiving meal here, and for me it was just like boom, 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 let's get it done, right? It was no big deal. But I used to cook like that every Sunday for Sunday football. I used to have an entire Thanksgiving-esque meal, and it would be
Mhm.
all over the counters, and people would come over and we would just graze all day, and then here comes dessert about 5, 6 o'clock, and but we don't have to do that anymore. But it was fun. It was nice. I miss it. I miss cooking.
Oh.
Now I'm gonna have all kinds of YouTube comments like, I had Cheetos. I had Cheetos.
That's
What
it.
do you got for me?
I did have a good breakfast, but now I'm
Good.
just hanging out and snacking. So,
That's okay then. That's fine. That's
yeah.
perfectly fine. It's
All
so
right.
good to have you back. It's been a while. It's been a while.
It's
You've
good to
been
be
busy.
back.
We have been busy. Yeah.
I've been kind of busy.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
been kind of busy. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a good year.
It has been,
It's
hasn't
actually
it?
good. It's been an amazing year, actually.
Yeah.
And that's what I love is things just keep improving once you know how to get rid of the crap.
Mm.
Right?
Well, that's what we're talking about, isn't it?
It
Yes,
is.
once you learn to get rid of the crap, and once you learn also, isn't it, I think, that you don't need to depend on having the crap.
Mhm.
we get so used to having it
Yeah,
around, and I don't think we know how to live without it.
you know what? That's actually what I want to talk about today. Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
And and here's the thing, because you said a lot of people know me from when we did the other interview. So I was going to talk about the problem as a solution, but I think I want to talk more about the crap. And because this is the Black Friday festival, and because I'm black, you're black, I
Yeah.
want to tell a story about being black, because I think it would
Okay.
just what's in the theme. Okay.
Awesome. It's story time,
All right.
guys.
It's story time.
Do tell.
Okay. All right. So being black and also being partly Indian. Um, Growing up, I had the privilege of having to deal with both black and Indian racial slurs. Now, this
Mm.
wasn't so bad in high school and stuff, but when I started traveling, the first time I got back from a big overseas trip with my friends, I got pulled to the side after we'd gone through customs, and the guy said, "We need to ask you more questions." And I said to my friends, "Hey, he needs to ask us more questions." But he said, "No, no, no, not them, just you." And I realized all
Mm.
my friends are white, I was black. Okay, so this is now happening. And
Mm.
so they asked me a whole bunch of questions, and then it just kept happening. Like, I live in Canada, right near the United States border, so I'd travel to the States to go see friends, do events and stuff. Every time I drove across the border, I would get stopped. I would get asked extra questions. Sometimes I'd have my luggage searched. Sometimes I'd have my vehicle searched. When I'm traveling by plane, always extra questions, luggage searched again. Traveling through Europe, same thing. The worst slash best time was when I was in Madrid. I was standing by this big fountain in the middle of the city, a whole bunch of tourists there, and the undercover cop comes up and pulls me aside and he says, "Look, let me see your passport." And I'm like, "Okay." I showed my passport. He goes, "You don't have a visa. You're in the country illegally." And I said, "I'm from Canada. I don't need a visa to be in Spain." He goes, "No, you need a visa." So he threw me in a wagon. And then I'm being driven around the city in this wagon with the bars on and everything. I'm looking at the bars. They throw another black guy in. They throw another black guy in. They throw another black guy in. I'm like, oh, there's the pattern. I see what's going on. And that's just what they did. They just gathered us up, took us to jail, and then they processed us to see who was in the country legally and who wasn't, and because they just wanted to do this to us. And the part that was supposed to be the worst part was there was also a strip search where with also the squat for the cavity search, and everyone else was I was watching it happen, and it was just to humiliate us in front of the guards and other people. But at that time, I was in the best shape of my life. I was just stacked. And I didn't realize, but we were in view of the holding cell that had the ladies of the night. So, so when my clothes came off, they were like, "Ooh, baby, look
Oh
at
my
you! You're looking fine."
God.
And I'm like, "Not so bad. This is actually pretty good." so, so, so I still had to spend the night in jail, and in the morning they got someone that could speak English, and she explained what happened, and I'm like, I don't need a visa, and she still tried to say that I'm technically in the place illegally. So I said, you know what? I don't care. I'm getting out. I'm getting out of this country as fast as I can. So don't worry about telling me to leave. I'm done. And I
Right.
got out. All right. So, but this was my life, and eventually I was talking to one of my coaches about the latest incident crossing the border, and he looked at me and goes, "Shiraz, when are you going to step out of this story?" And I looked at him and went, "What the hell are you talking about? Racism is not a story. Racism is real." And he said,
Mm.
"Shiraz, yeah, racism is real. Absolutely. But the way racism affects you is your story." And I'm like, "What?" He goes, "You don't talk about not getting a job because you're black. You don't talk about getting pulled over in traffic because you're black. It's always crossing the border. Racism doesn't only exist crossing borders, Shiraz. It exists in a whole bunch of places. But
Yeah.
that's not what your story is. It's only crossing the borders." Now, here's the thing. I've learned that everyone has stories that run their lives, and every story, good or bad, under the surface gives you some sort of a benefit, right? So, for instance, if you're not making the money that you want to make, it could be because there's an underlying story that if I make that much money, people are going to start asking for me. Like, can I have it? Can you invest in my business? You need to now support the whole family. right? All these people will be asking for the money, and you don't want to have those conversations. So your subconscious says, hey, we don't make that much money. We don't have to worry about people asking. Problem solved. But
Mm-hmm.
consciously, you're like, why am I not making the money?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's how it works for every person. When any consistent problem, this is where we go to the original talk, is the solution for some other problem. But when it
Mm-hmm.
came to this particular problem, I looked at it and I said, I don't see any benefit. I'm getting delayed. I'm getting humiliated. I'm getting frustrated. It's actually lowering my self esteem because I'm thinking I can only do so much as a Black man because I have to deal with this all the time.
Mm.
So, where the hell am I getting the benefit? And he
Mm.
looked at me and goes, Shiraz, when you tell your stories about getting stuck at the border and all the crap you have to go through, you light up. You feed off other people's reactions to your struggle and your strife. And you have to keep getting stopped at the border so you can keep making more stories, so you can keep getting that feed. And this is empowering you at an unconscious level. And I was just like, whoa, what the hell?
Wow.
And he was absolutely right. He was absolutely right.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Oh, so I did a reel or TikTok or something a long time ago. And I said this on this channel before about not no longer participating in the struggle Olympics.
Mhm.
No longer participating in the struggle. I'm not gonna be on the struggle bus. I'm not in the struggle Olympics, whatnot. That recognizing that there is racism that's there.
Mhm.
I don't have to participate in that.
Yeah.
That is, I guess I didn't realize though that conversely, it serves us in that it makes us light up in some sort of way. Do you feel like in some weird way, it gives us validation and an excuse to not be something else?
That was actually going to be my next point.
Oh, my bad. See, this is what happens when we
But you
get
got it.
together.
We're always on the same page, right? So,
Always.
yeah. And this is it. I was at a friend's house. We were having a get together. It was all Black friends, and he's just talking about how he'd finally cracked $250,000 a year. And and so the others are like, "Wow, you're doing good." And he's like, "I'm making some good Black money. I'm not making the white
Mm,
money, but I'm making the Black." And when he said that, I realized he's giving himself a ceiling so that he can be in pride at where he is and not have to strive to go
mm,
past that because he's now
mhm,
making the good Black money,
mhm,
right? And I was just
mhm.
like, this is what we do. And here's the thing: I'm doing it in the context of Black, but this could be because you are Italian. This could be because you're too young, too old, too heavy, too light, too short, right? Too
Could be
whatever.
anything.
Not because I come from this neighborhood, because I've gone through this. And you can use that as the excuse so that you don't have to go to that next level, right? And it's comfortable. And most of the time it's excusable. People go, oh my God, you're absolutely right. That's just the way it is in the world. Yeah, it could be that way in the world, but it doesn't have to be that way for you. It's your
Exactly.
story.
And you get to tell it and you get to rewrite it. That
Yeah.
that for me, when we first met and then you came on the program and you know now we've been able to, you know, um cultivate a friendship. The power of rewriting your reality. Like I got it, but then sitting, underneath people like yourself has really helped me begin to truly internalize that. And I could say that even for in my own realm, like as I'm looking to the business to grow to 7 figures, I realized I was giving myself all these excuses of there's no millionaires in my family. I don't know any
Mhm.
millionaires personally, although I probably do and don't realize it. Um, You know, I don't know. What does this look like? How does this operate? What does this mean? How are people going to view me? Are they going
Yeah.
to say, oh, oh my gosh, she just must be all about the money because this is how well her business. All of those things, I didn't realize until just a few months ago that I was putting those excuses on myself and putting those
Mhm.
restrictions on myself.
Yep.
That's
It's
go ahead.
it's well, just it's funny because it just Jennifer Lopez song just popped into my head. Don't be fooled by the rocks that I got. I'm just Jenny from the block. Right?
Yes.
So I'm allowed to make this money and I'm still me. That's basically that song,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So and you can do it. You can do the seven figures and you're still going to be Lisa.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. But once and that, like I broke through that like probably about 2 months ago, less than 2 months ago, I would say, really where I felt finally recognized it. And then it's like, okay, now everything, it's flowing again. The creativity is flowing, everything's flowing again in the right direction because I finally released that um, boundary.
Mhm.
But let's get back to because we've been having some very heavy conversations today. Today's been a heavy conversation day, which is good though. Let's get back to not choosing to not internalizing the racism or other isms or whatever that exists.
Mhm.
When your coach asked you that and then said, "Oh, you light up like this is your thing," like how did you? Why? Well, I know how you responded, but tell everybody else how did that like. What were the mental and emotional and energetic things that were going through your being at that point?
Oh, very first thing is defensiveness. I have to hold on to my stories. My stories are true. Of course, I know what the hell I'm talking about. Who are you to tell me this? And then I realized I'm arguing for limitation. I am arguing to stay small and stuck and have people do this to me over and over and over again. And I got to stop that. And when it really sank in what I was doing to myself, I said, no, I'm done with this. And I didn't get stopped to the border since then. Right? It just stopped happening. Right. And here's the cool
Wow.
thing. Did you know, Lisa, that there are non-white customs agents? Because I was unconsciously lining myself up with the white ones for maximum racism effect. Right? And when I changed my story and I said, that's done, I'm like, hey, wait, this guy's black. Hey, this girl's Chinese. Like, what the hell? Where were these people before? They were always there. I just made sure I was in front of the white one.
Mm, 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 mm,
Right?
mm,
And
mm.
it's gone so far to the other side of the spectrum that I just got back from a trip from Mexico a month ago, and I got to the customs, and he's like, "What were you doing down there?" I said, "I was doing speaker training." He goes, "Oh, you're a speaker?" I said, "No, I'm a reality interventionist, but I'm taking training so I can speak on stage to promote my business." And he goes, "Now you got to tell me what a reality interventionist is." I'm like, I started explaining that. And then at
Yeah.
the end, I looked at him and I could see the expression on his face. And I said, "Do you want my card?" He's like, "Yeah." "Okay, here's my card." That's how far
Wow.
we've come from. You need to go to jail
Wow.
right now, right?
Right, right.
Right.
And it might be a Spanish. I'll tell you that story shocked me more than anything because I've been over to Europe 3 times now. Never had a problem.
Yeah, I I don't have
But I
problems
don't
anymore. I
operate in
used to.
that. See, it
Used to.
never happened to
Yeah.
me, so I never operated in that reality either.
Yeah.
That is insane. That is insane. So you haven't gotten stopped at the border. What else have you? I have to believe though, because that's to me significant. Of you're not getting stopped at those borders. What other borders have been released in your life then too?
So here's what happens is when these kind of things happen, you actually strive for less, like we were talking about. But sometimes you don't realize it's happening. So it's draining your soul, basically.
Yeah.
And things that when you say, "Oh, I'm at a 5 now, I want to go to a 10," that 10 would have been like a 6 10 years ago. But you've been
Mhm.
through so much that what looks like a 10, like it's daunting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when you start to get into this new space and let go of this need to show people how much you're struggling and what you have to go through and that you deserve everything that's coming to you because you've worked so hard, all that, let it all go, then you can start to refill everything that's going on. Right?
Mm.
There's a scene. Have you ever seen the movie Excalibur?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so at the end of that movie, they've got the Holy Grail and they're bringing it back to King Arthur. And you remember he's in his throne and he's just like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they get it to him and they put it to his lips and he drinks from it, and then he just sort of starts to perk up,
Yeah.
and he says, "I didn't know how empty was my soul until it was filled up again." And so many people right now do not even realize how empty their souls are, and they're just waiting to be filled.
Wow.
Right? And that's basically what I do with my life now, is I help people to fill up what they don't even know is missing.
Wow. Um, and you guys can tell he does this quite effectively and efficiently. Um, I want to talk about just really briefly like what your free gift is and VIP, because I want to circle back around to some things I think are very important, and some important conversations I've been having. And we had AT2 on here earlier, and I think that there's a message that we're going to need to, maybe you can give this message to us, as there's predominantly women here, but there are some men in the chat. This fight, this division between men and women, I'm going to focus on men and women of color just because I can. Um,
Yeah.
this division between us has to stop. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
wondering, what borders are we putting up between each other that perhaps are keeping us from actually interacting with one another on a human and real level?
Borders. Well, I mean, there is that whole. It's different for a man. It's different for a woman. Because again, there's a reality to it, but it doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be in your story,
Mhm.
right? And when you realize that anything that looks like it's real can be changed when you make that decision and focus
Mhm.
on doing that, then you'll start to see all the examples out there of the people where you say, I can only get so far as a black woman. Well, tell that to Oprah. Tell her she can only get so far.
Or the fact that somehow we seem to be blaming. I was having this conversation over Thanksgiving, right, with my son. There's this blame game that we're playing with each other.
Mhm.
You know, if women would submit better and let men lead, our families would be just fine. And women are
Yes, because
saying, well, if you would just
men
step
have
up
done
and
so
lead,
well in the world.
right, right, right. But my thing is, or if, and then from the female's perspective, well, we're not stopping you. Can you just do it? But then can you also stop like trying to run around and have 50 million other women because you think that, that's your right. Like there's all these, but if you, but if you, but if you, but if you, nobody's
Yeah.
hearing each other,
No.
right? And no one's taking accountability for themselves.
Well, why should they? Right? That's hard. It's easier to blame other people for the fact that you're not succeeding. Like,
Hello.
right?
Hello.
This is the thing. If things aren't your fault, you can never succeed. If everything is your fault, you can do whatever the hell you want. You can create whatever the hell you want because everything is your fault. Right? I own everything that's coming up in my life. One of my favorite stories is my roommate and I. We go to a movie once a month, And the movie theater is literally a 2-minute drive away from our place. But there was one time they were doing this 80s movie revival.
Mhm.
And I said, hey, let's go watch a bunch of 80s movies. We'll do like a double feature tonight. And he's like, oh, yeah, I'm totally in. And then I said, okay, it's over here. And it was like a 40-minute drive.
Mhm.
And so we're heading out and we're heading to his car. And he goes, what are you doing? And he said, well, you always drive. He goes, I drive when it's 2 minutes. I'm not driving when it's 40 minutes. So let's get in your car and drive. This is your damn idea. And I was like, fine, fine. So we get in my car, we start driving. Less than 5 minutes into the drive, my dashboard starts to light up with every warning light you can imagine. And he
No.
looks over because the light's just so bright. He's like, what's going on? I'm like, I don't know. He goes, we better turn back before this car just stops moving. So I turn around, we get back, and I managed to get back to his place. We get back into his truck, and he drives us the 40 minutes. We watch the movie, we come back. The next day, I take my car into the shop, $1,000 to fix it. And I came and I told him, I said, it's going to cost me $1,000. And he looked at me and goes, wow, you really didn't want to drive to that movie. And I went, oh my God, you are right. I was willing to do $1,000 worth of damage to my car rather than drive 40 minutes to a damn movie.
Oh my,
That's on me.
oh my God.
But I own it. Like I do this every time. If something goes wrong, I own it. If something goes right, I own it because that it reinforces to my brain, you're creating everything. And
Wow.
when I'm creating everything, I'm empowered. And even when I create really big bad things, that's how freaking powerful I am. Right?
Yes.
That's the way I look at my life, and that's how
Yeah.
I've been able to make this the best life I've ever had in my life. Certainly the best life, the best year I've had in my life. I've traveled twice a month, every month this year, except for this one. This was like my month off, but then I'm traveling again in December. I've made more money this year than I've ever made in my life. My relationships have strengthened to levels I've never had before in my life, and it's all because of doing this work.
Yeah. I can attest to the fact that he has been traveling because I think we did Black History Month. That would have been back in February. And it has been catch as catch can as far as being able to. Now I've been busy too, so I'm not putting that all off on him. Like I've been like balls to the wall. But but both of us have just been like, boom, right? But he's
Mhm.
gotten to travel all over. Like I'm jealous. But I didn't create that reality. So I guess that's why I'm stuck in Wisconsin. That's my fault. But yeah, it's interesting this year. I don't know that we've made as the most, but I will say for me, it's been the best year because I've gotten through that second year of being an entrepreneur
Mhm.
and learned so much. We've evolved so much, and we're in perfect position for 2023. So it has been an amazing year. It has been an amazing year. So yeah, and that is definitely by design. Um, but I love how you put that because again, I think we've been having some of this conversation inadvertently over spirituality and religion and this and that, and how if you are practicing this from a spirituality or energetic point of view stance, you take accountability for
Mhm.
everything, and
Everything.
stop shoving it outside of yourself for anything.
Yep.
That's that's powerful. That's powerful. Um, okay, let's get this. I mean, I'm not minimizing this. Well, what do you have for the folks? Because there's a little bit more. I'm sure we have time for a little more conversation. But what do we got for
Okay.
the folks today? Just for tuning in.
Okay. So every morning I do these focused meditations, and I do them again throughout the day. And the cool thing is I've designed these so there's one I do where I'm just sitting and breathing, and it just takes you through breathing exercise. But there's others you can do while you're walking and while you're doing the dishes, and because they're about focus, not about sort of meditation. Because they've shown at a quantum level that when you focus on something for around 30 seconds or more, you cause a shift. right? Law of attraction, I've heard from various people, 17 seconds to 35 seconds is when manifestation occurs. Okay. So this is where what I love is science is now saying the same thing as spirituality, because it's real. It's now being physically proven. Now, here's the problem. Average person can hold a thought for less than 7 seconds. So if you need 30 seconds to manifest something, you can hold a thought for less than 7, you're not going to do that great, right? And the more you do these exercises to do this, it's like going to the gym. The more you lift the weights, then when you need to do something like carry someone out of a burning building, you've got that strength. When you want to do your manifestation, you've got that training.
Mm-hmm.
So, and the wonderful thing is these meditations are 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and 12 minutes. They don't have to take up a lot of your time. In order to hold a thought for 30 seconds, you don't need more than 2 minutes to start focusing. It's more than 30 seconds, right? So if I'm upset, I do these things. If I'm about to go into an important meeting, I do these. To start my day, I do these. If I'm starting to freak out about something, I do these. And again, I don't have to do them for hours and hours. I can do 2 minutes and go just, I feel much better. Let's move on.
That's powerful.
So these, the ones I've made, I'm giving them to you guys for free to download. You can start using them. And here's the thing. Here's the caveat. They don't work if you just download them and leave them on your laptop.
Really?
Okay. Yes.
They don't just
It's like
work by
buying the gym
themselves?
membership and never showing up, right? It's just
Don't get me started on the gym membership. And I give myself the excuse it's 20 minutes away. That's no excuse. Anyway, it does not work. None of this stuff, right, works, y'all, if you just download it to your phone or to your laptop or whatever, and then you never crack open the file and use it. It just doesn't.
And I've been doing these for years now, and the cool thing is I'm manifesting more and more of what I want just by learning to focus. But the side effect of doing these exercises, I didn't realize this is what was actually happening, because it just starts to happen naturally, is you stay calm through crazy situations. You're less reactive to what people say to you. And people just notice there's this just general loving, calm energy about you all the time. I get people commenting that so much. And I thought, no, it's just me. And then some of my friends are like, no, you were never like this before. You have changed. And then I realized, oh, it's these exercises. Okay, I get it. But it happened so gradually as part of doing the exercises, I didn't even realize.
I mean, I've always, well, not that, like I've known you for years. But I mean, I've never known you to not be very calm and very just like even and just take everything as it comes. But I will say that even this energy now today, it's been almost a year, is even calmer than the first time we did this.
Because I keep doing the exercises.
Because you keep doing the exercises. And I was pretty hyped, and I'm just like, okay, it's all right. So guys, if you want to have that effect on everybody else in your house, or in your world, just on yourself, I want you to download that and start using them immediately. Immediately. That is very powerful. And thank you very much. And I also noticed that you have a VIP bonus, which is
VIP bonus.
Another tremendous opportunity, guys.
So the first Friday of every month, 1 p.m. to 4 p.m., I do a workshop called Refuel Your Ambitions. And just like I talked about King Arthur getting refilled, this is what that workshop's about. So we start the workshop. I teach you some lessons. I teach you some techniques. And then I start working on individuals to find out where those big blocks are that are keeping you down, keeping you drained, keeping you from having that wonderful, vivacious, amazing life. And we take it out right in the workshop. People come out of these workshops feeling transformed. So yeah, that's happening. I guess will be December 2nd.
Absolutely. Oh, that's right, December 2nd. Okay, so y'all might want to hurry up and get that access to that VIP bonus. You guys know the drill. Go sign up, okay, for VIP access, okay? And then you will have access to that and all of the other VIP bonuses. Um the last time we were together, I was transparent enough to allow something to be cleared.
Mm-hmm.
How much time do we have? Should we give them a taste of what they can expect?
Sure. Okay. You're going to do this in front of the audience again? Okay, this will be fun. Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Oh, he was not expecting me to like allow this to happen again.
No, I did not think that was going to happen.
It was painless the first time, guys. It'll be all right. Um, oh gosh. All right. We'll set this up, and then I spoke before I had even any idea of what we're going to do. Set this up, and then let's. I want to give you guys a taste of what you can expect on December 2nd. So y'all better hurry up. Hurry up. Sign up. Hurry up. Sign up. Go ahead.
Okay. All right. So we're going to have a conversation about some. Ooh, I can already feel the energy shifting.
Will you tell them? Tell them about the coughing, Shiraz. Tell them
I
about the
was going to
coughing.
get to it, but the cough got there before I could get to talking about the cough. Okay. I'm going to try it again. So
Okay.
Lisa's going to tell me about the issue she wants to work on that's been holding her back. When I talk to people, I can tell when your conscious beliefs match your unconscious beliefs. So I'm going to tell her whenever she's not telling the truth, not to me, but to her. So let's say she said, "Oh, Shiraz, I want to make 7 figures this year." And even though we've got like a month, I want to make 7 figures this year. She might actually want to make 7 figures within the next month, but her energy could say something else, and I'll say, "Oh, Lisa, that's not actually coming up true." And when we find out that it's not coming up true, that there's that discrepancy, we'll dig down and find out why. What is the underlying story, right? If I make 7 figures, then I'm going to start thinking I'm all that, and so okay, I better not make the 7 figures. Or if I make 7 figures, that's too much responsibility with money. Okay, so we don't make the 7 figures. Whatever it ends up being, it sounds like we're just like hitting different things right now. So I'm just coming up with examples. We're going to find out what the story is, and I'm going to say, are you willing to step out of that story? If she says yes, and she means it, and again, I can tell if you mean it or not, then that shifts the story right in the moment. On a physical level, we are rewiring the neurons in her brain. On an energetic level, we are shifting the energy of the story. Now, when energy shifts, I don't know why, but my body yawns and coughs. That's just what happens. And so expect that for the next little while. Lisa knows how she feels when energy shifts. If you've done energy work, you know how you shift. If you don't, you might start to feel things. And here's why I say you might start to feel things. Because when I say, are you willing to step out of that story? If you've got that story, you think you have that story, wherever you are, you can say yes, because you're the one doing the shifting. I'm getting you to the thing you need to shift. You're the one doing the shifting. And so if you say yes when she says yes, it's going to move for you too. And it's cool because we can be in a room full of people and I'm talking to one person and this is what it's going to be like on Refuel Your Ambitions, and you're like, oh, I've got that too. That's my story. And so I'm like, are you willing to step out of it? And even if I'm not talking to you, yes, boom, change it. So yeah, that's what we're about to do.
Yeah. Okay.
Check in. Are you ready? All right. What are we doing? Tell me.
I am quite nervous about this expansion of Lightworker Academy in 2023, of making it like an academy where there's all sorts of different classes and avenues of study, and I'm super nervous about that.
Okay.
Super nervous about it.
Okay. So are you worried it's going to fail? Your energy just
worried it's not going to get off the ground good. Like, how do I position myself as the curator of this energy, of this information, right? Or who's going to really want to come to this academy, and how do I market that, and how do I market everything else? Like, I feel like I'm being too many things at once, and I'm not really being authentic in any one.
Okay. So yeah, there's a
I
lot there.
know.
And here's the thing, you got a big tell there. I'm going to be the curator of this energy, right? That's what's also going on in your brain. You're going to have to curate the energy of everyone that shows up, and you don't. Okay. That's a lot of work. That's a lot of responsibility. So, of course, that's going to freak you out. So, you are responsible for creating the space. Each person that shows up is responsible for their own transformation. You're not responsible. You don't like that. You want to be responsible for every person's transformation. Why do you have to be responsible for every person's transformation?
Probably because I've always been responsible for everybody's transformation. Because if it doesn't, as growing up, and
Mhm.
even as a young woman, because if it didn't work, then it was back on my head. Well, you didn't get this person to do what they were supposed to do, or whatever. It was always back on my head.
Yeah. So that's the story you grew up in. And that was other people putting responsibility on you because they didn't want to take it on themselves. Right?
Yeah.
So this is the thing. You are not responsible for anyone on this planet except for you. And the sooner you get that, the sooner you will become free. Right? And here's why. Like, so especially for the light workers out there. Let's say that you do a session with someone. It's not even just the academy. Let's just say you're doing one-on-one sessions with people. And you do a session with Crystal. And you have a great session, but you think, oh, I could have gone a little further. We didn't quite get to where I was, where I wanted her to be. And I'm responsible for Crystal. I'm responsible for her transformation, everything she goes through. So you finish that session, and now it's on your mind. Oh, I need to fix that. I need to get back to that. I need to figure out how to work that out. So now you're in a session with Renee. Are you fully present with Renee now?
Mm-mm.
No, you're part of you still back with Crystal. So now you're not going to be as present. You're not going to be as effective. And then when you finish with Renee, you're like, oh, I could have been better with Renee. And now you go on to Peter. And then you go on to Joe. And then you go on to Christine.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just, right? You're becoming
Mm-hmm.
less efficient. You're becoming more stressed with every person because you're responsible for every one of them. When you take that out of the equation, I'm just going to give the biggest contribution I can to this person in this moment. And then we're done. And then I'm going to give the biggest contribution to the next person at that moment. And then we're done. After every session, you're done. There's no more responsibility. You're free. You can be energized, and you just keep going. You can't do that if you're responsible for everyone. You're less effective when you're responsible for everyone. You are more tired and stressed. So, are you willing to step out of that story that you need to be responsible for everyone you work with? You're just like holding back on this one. Right?
This one's hard to give up.
Yeah.
So, what happens if they fail? Or what happens if they don't get the transformation?
If you've given all you could during your session, then you're done. If they fail, that's their story of failure. And that's one thing I teach my students too, is you gotta own up to everything, or else you're not empowered. That's what we talked about earlier. You've got to take responsibility for everything. If they fail, that's on them. That's on them to change their story to get to one where I'm not going to fail. I don't care how many times I fall down. I'm going to get up until I get this to where I want it to be. Because otherwise, everyone's looking to you to save them. And I know a lot of people love to be the savior, But all you find as a savior is a bunch of victims looking to be saved. Yeah. Do you want your students to be filled with victims or people that are looking for self-empowerment?
Self empowerment.
So are you
And I'm,
willing to step out of the story that you need to be responsible for everyone you work with?
yes.
Very good. Okay. How's that feeling?
Yeah. That's what y'all could expect. That was
We're not quite
wow.
done yet. We're not quite done yet, girl.
No, I know.
Because here's the thing. We this is something I want everyone to get. There is intention and there's allowance. Your intention is to have this academy just do amazing things. But if you're not in allowance of failures, including huge failures along the way, then the safest thing to do is not get started. And that's the thing you're worried about, that it's not ever going to take off. Well, it's easier for it to not take off than to make it feel like it's a failure along the way. So the intention is always for the best thing. The allowance is always for the worst thing. If it happens, it happens, but I'm doing my best. One of my favorite phrases is, I would rather die in my dharma than live in someone else's. I would rather die doing the thing I desire to do in life than to fall back and do that safe thing that someone else told me to do.
Yeah.
So are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to start than to try and fail?
Oh, that one's tough. Okay. That story of perfectionism and having to hit everything and to be the best at
Mhm.
everything, that's childhood. Nothing less
Okay.
than an A was acceptable.
Yeah, but that's your parents' story that they put on you. It's not
Yeah.
even your story. So are you willing to step out of your parents' story that they threw on you? That, okay, number one, that you have to be perfect.
Yeah.
And now, are you willing to step out of the story that it's better not to start than to try and fail?
Yeah. 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 Wow.
Okay, there we go. That feels better.
Wow. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Um, so I expect that you're going to see a lot of people over there for this. Y'all better get over there. Y'all better get over there. I'll actually be there this Friday. I have some time.
Nice.
Oh, this is
And you're
wonderful.
already a VIP, so you got the ticket. So
There you go. Oh, we have a yawner too. Shakima's a yawner as well.
yeah, nice.
There you
Goosebumps.
go. Yes, I love it.
Oh, my
Just,
heart chakra is really releasing so much right now. Oh, you're welcome.
that's wonderful. That is wonderful. Shiraz, thank you so much. I so
You're welcome.
appreciate you as always.
I
As
appreciate
always.
you too.
Thank you. Do you have anything? Because we're gonna keep rolling here. I hate to even stop. I feel like I should just bring everybody up and let's all just have a great time. Um, what do you have anything that you'd like to leave with us today?
Have fun.
Mhm.
Um, it seems like straightforward, but we're in a world where a lot of times people think you're on drugs if you're the happiest person in the room. Right? Like, well, what is wrong with you? What drugs are you on? Right? And the thing a lot of people don't realize is it's not just like it's about energy, but happiness is a prerequisite for success. The
Yeah.
energy of happiness attracts success. And most people live in, I will be happy when. So you're actually saying, I'm not going to include happiness in the equation when happiness is required. Right?
Absolutely.
So when you're willing to be happy a lot more, and it's impossible to do it all the time, but a lot more. I start my day singing in the shower and dancing. I still watch Saturday morning cartoons. I am goofy and silly all the time. And as a result, my life just keeps getting better. I had one of my clients, he said once, he's like, you're just telling me to be a lot more happier and suddenly successful coming. I'm like, well, there's more to it, but you be happy. And he goes, what if in 2 years I've done this and I've been happier for 2 years, but I haven't created any more success? And I'm like, well, then you've been happier for 2 years, if nothing else.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing.
Right?
That's not a bad thing at all. Not at all. Yeah, that has been the theme. Shakima says it's been the theme today since the end of yesterday. Is just to have fun.
Mhm.
Just have fun.
and,
Smile,
and
laugh.
just talking about that, it's that, uh, I love you, girl. And he said, can you come in at 4 o'clock? And I'm like, sure. And then I realized, oh, the time she wants me in there, I'm playing Dungeons and Dragons with a bunch of my friends. So they're still playing in the next room. I'm actually at my friend's place, and I'm like, no, I'm
Oh,
stepping out because Lisa wants me there. I'm gonna be there for Lisa. But once I'm done, I'm gonna go back and keep playing because I play all the time.
yes. Oh,
Right?
thank you so much. Oh my gosh, thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate
I
you.
got you.
Thank you. Thank you. Will you go have some fun? I'll talk to you later. And then, see, now I'm
Mhm.
gonna have to bring him food now, y'all. I can't just send it.
And that's also why I had Doritos, because that's what you have when you're playing D&D. You got like it's just a junk food haven. Right?
Absolutely. No, you can't not eat Doritos when you're playing D&D. So go have some fun. Thank you so much. We really appreciate you taking the time so much. Thank you
Oh,
so
no problem.
much.
No problem.
All right, my friend. Take
Thank you
care.
for having me. You too.
Thanks.
Bye bye.